But the key thing also is at the same time that we got to do things legal. That is the important thing, you know. So you got to do things legal, and those people that are doing illegal things in America and that are foreigners, they are not smart. Because when you come to America, you're a guest, and you have to behave like a guest. When you become an immigrant, to think about, okay, I go to America because I want to use America for the great opportunities that America has in education, in jobs, creating a family, all of those kind of things. Then you have to think about, okay, if I get all of those things from America, then I have to give something back.
Arnold Schwarzenegger stormed onto the scene and exited like a cinematic explosion. Pure sparks and impact. The former California governor unleashed a relentless barrage of brutal truths, channeling his inner Terminator with zero hesitation. Liberal panelists scattered like pigeons in a lightning storm. If you're tired of watered-down opinions and ready for commentary that hits like a sledgehammer, smash that like button and strap in, because this one's about to blow the roof off.
You are an immigrant. You're an immigrant in this country. Yeah. Did you have a visceral reaction to what they're doing, what ICE is doing, when you see the videos of it?
Well, I tell you, you said that the immigrant, I'm so proud and happy that I was embraced by the American people like that. I mean, imagine I came over here with the age of 21, with absolutely nothing. And then to create a career like that. I mean, in no other country in the world could you do that.
Arnold Schwarzenegger might just be the ultimate immigrant success story in American history. He came to the U.S. at 21 with nothing but raw ambition and went on to conquer it all, from dominating the bodybuilding world to ruling the box office and eventually climbing the ranks of American politics. He's done it all. So when The View booked him, they thought they could ride his fame and bait him into trashing Trump's stance on illegal immigration. What they didn't expect was to walk into a verbal inferno. Arnold didn't show up to play their game. He came to torch the script and speak his truth, unfiltered.
Every single thing, if it's my bodybuilding career, if it's my acting career, becoming governor, the beautiful family that I've created, all of this is because of America.
That's true.
And so this is why I'm so happy to see firsthand that this is the greatest country in the world, and this is the land of opportunity.
Arnold kicked things off by singing America's praises, what it meant to him, what it had given him, a heartfelt tribute that set the tone. You could feel in the room, in that moment. He was delivering exactly what the audience came for, a bold, emotional salute to greatness of America and a powerful defense of every immigrant's right to chase the American dream. It was sincere, moving, and completely disarming. But what no one realized, that was just a wind-up. Schwarzenegger was chambering around, and what came next would jolt the room and leave everyone flat-footed.
But the key thing also is at the same time that we got to do things legal. That is the important thing, you know. So you got to do things legal, and those people that are doing illegal things in America and that are foreigners, they are not smart. Because when you come to America, you're a guest, and you have to behave like a guest. Like when I go to someone's house and I'm a guest, then I will do everything I can. Keep things clean.
At the very end of the clip you just watched, you can catch Sunny Hostin trying to jump in and cut Arnold Schwarzenegger off. The discomfort on her face was unmistakable. She clearly wasn't comfortable with where the conversation was going. Just when it seemed like Arnold was about to echo the panel's usual narrative, he flipped the script. Calm, composed, and completely unshaken, he reminded the host and everyone watching that there's a legal path to immigration, and that's the one every immigrant should follow. No exceptions. Like it or not, that was his bottom line. You could almost feel the tension thickening in the room as the applause faded and his words hit home. Schwarzenegger didn't show up to play politics. He came to speak the truth, direct, unapologetic, and exactly what needed to be said.
And to make my bed and to do everything that is the right thing to do rather than committing a crime or being abusive or something like that. So that doesn't really work in this country. So I think the important thing is when you become an immigrant, to think about, okay, I go to America because I want to use America for the great opportunities that America has in education, in jobs, creating a family, all of those kind of things. Then you have to think about, okay, if I get all of those things from America, then I have to give something back.
Schwarzenegger didn't stop there. He dropped another hard truth that sent Sunny Hostin and Joy Behar scrambling. In his view, immigrants in America should act like immigrants, thankful, law-abiding, and ready to give back, not break the law. He didn't sugarcoat it, and frankly, it was a message long overdue, and the numbers back him up. A 2023 Department of Homeland Security report revealed that over 56,000 non-citizen immigrants were arrested for crimes ranging from homicide and assault to drug trafficking. In Texas alone, illegal immigrants faced charges for more than 250,000 criminal offenses over just a few years. That's not the narrative The View wanted to highlight, but Schwarzenegger wasn't there to follow their script. He made it crystal clear: immigration is a privilege, not a pass to ignore the law. When you come to America, you play by America's rules. Anything less is a slap in the face to the opportunity this country offers.
You have a responsibility as an immigrant to give back to America and to pay back to America and to go and do something for your community for no money whatsoever. Give something back to after-school programs, Special Olympics, or whatever it is. Make this country a better place.
The former California governor delivered another verbal gut punch that clearly rattled the panel on The View. With calm resolve, Arnold Schwarzenegger laid it out. Immigrants shouldn't focus solely on what they can get from America, but on what they can give back in return. He took direct aim at the entitlement mindset, reminding everyone that real gratitude is shown through service, contribution, and respect for the country that opened its doors. How many immigrants can honestly say they've given back, he asked, after receiving the opportunities, freedoms, and safety this nation provides? That was Arnold's challenge, and it hit hard. He wasn't attacking immigrants. He is one. But he posed the uncomfortable question: are we raising contributors or complainers? Schwarzenegger's words weren't just a critique. They were a call to action, a mirror held up to the nation. And, like clockwork, Sonny Hostin bristled at the direction Arnold was taking and quickly fired back.
Keep things clean and to make my bed and to do everything that is the right thing to do rather than committing a crime or being abusive or something like that.
Don't forget, there's 90% of the people who come here are trying to do the right thing.
They're less likely to commit crimes.
And a lot of what's happening right now is people are getting snatched who shouldn't be snatched out of the country, people who have visas, people who have all those things. So we want all the right people. We don't want people who are doing bad stuff.
But they are less likely, immigrants are much less likely to commit crimes in this country than actually American-born citizens. And the other thing I just wanted to say is that Governor Newsom did not ask for the National Guard to come to, the federal government to come to California. There are 9,000 local law enforcement officers in California.
Did you catch it? Sonny Hostin's hand shot up the moment Arnold Schwarzenegger started tearing their narrative apart. That's what happens when unfiltered truth collides with carefully curated woke ideology. It gets uncomfortable fast. And just like clockwork, Sonny launched into her predictable pivot. The tired claim that American-born citizens commit more crimes than immigrants. Classic deflection. Move the goalposts. Blur the issue. Hope the audience doesn't notice the bait and switch. But here's the bottom line. This isn't a crime comparison contest. It's not about who commits more crimes. It's about upholding the rule of law. The issue at hand is illegal immigration, entering and remaining in the country without legal authorization. That alone is a violation. Whether or not additional crimes are committed after crossing the border doesn't change that fact. Deportation isn't about vengeance. It's about preserving the integrity of the system. But the modern left is so determined to blur the lines, they'll twist any statistic, reframe any narrative, and distract from the core issue just to keep their storyline intact. Luckily, Schwarzenegger didn't let it slide. He pushed back hard, calm but forceful. He reminded everyone that truth doesn't need to shout when it stands on solid ground. And as if that wasn't enough, he used the moment to take a direct swipe at Gavin Newsom's failed leadership, calling out California's chaos as a prime example of what happens when accountability gives way to optics. In that moment, Arnold didn't just challenge the panel. He challenged the entire conversation. He refused to be boxed in, refused to play along, and instead laid down a truth bomb that left the room reeling. And that's the difference between playing politics and speaking truth. Schwarzenegger chose the latter, and it showed.
If you were governor right now of California, how would you be handling the ongoing crisis that the state's facing?
Well, I think the most important thing is when you are in a leadership position like that is that you are inclusive and that you work together with everybody. And so it means that you have to work together with local government, the state government, and the federal government. They have to work together rather than fighting each other. Fighting each other's agendas and all of that stuff, that doesn't do good to anybody.
Let's be honest. Gavin Newsom has locked his place as one of the most incompetent governors in California's history. Instead of leading with unity and common sense, as Arnold Schwarzenegger urged, Newsom chose partisan theatrics. He openly sided with protesters and illegal immigrants, and in a reckless display of ego, even dared President Trump to have him arrested. That's not leadership, that's performance. You don't light the match, fan the flames, and then pretend you're searching for a fire hose. True leaders de-escalate. They unite. They act before things spiral. Newsom did the opposite. He fueled the fire, encouraged the unrest, and only when political heat started burning him did he issue a weak, too late apology. By then, the damage was done. California didn't get a steady hand. It got a political arsonist trying to spin his way out of a blaze he helped ignite. And yet, the hosts on The View still weren't finished. They dragged out the tired National Guard debate. But Arnold wasn't backing down. Not for a second.
The National Guard is under the governor's supervision.
That's right.
Yeah.
But, like for instance, when the National Guard was sent to Iraq during the Iraqi war, I was not the one that said, oh yeah, go to Iraq. The Bush administration came and said, we need those people.
They came
and
to you.
They came to you. And we need the resources, we need the equipment, we need the weapons, we need the vehicles to ship to Iraq. And then they ship
It's the
to
coordination.
Iraq. So
It's the
that's why I
coordination.
say it is very important that we work together.
Yes.
It doesn't matter who is asking whom. The bottom line is we work together in order to solve the problem.
Yeah.
You could practically see Whoopi Goldberg squirm as Arnold Schwarzenegger stepped into taboo territory, defending President Trump's decision to deploy the National Guard during the protests. Calm, composed, and unwavering, Arnold spelled it out. In times of civil unrest, the top priority is restoring order and protecting lives and property. And if that required calling in the National Guard, then yes, Trump made the right call. Arnold didn't sugarcoat it, and the shift in the room was immediate. This wasn't the script The View had queued up. You can almost picture producers behind the scenes scrambling for a way to cut the feed or redirect the conversation. But Arnold wasn't there to play along. He was there to tell the truth. And when the truth doesn't fit the narrative, the red lights start flashing. Arnold flipped the whole segment on its head. Meanwhile, Democrat Senator Ilhan Omar slammed Trump over the National Guard decision, only get a sharp, no-nonsense clapback from Ben Shapiro.
Our president spending millions of dollars propping himself up like a failed dictator with a military parade.
We're becoming one of the worst places on earth, according to a woman who came from Somalia, because President Trump had a military parade. But this goes deeper than that for Ilhan Omar. Of course, there's not much about traditional American values that she does like. She is constantly sounding off about the evils of American colonialism, American capitalism. A group of people have been brought to our shores over the course of the last 50, 60 years who really despise the country. And that is one half of the equation, not immigrants.
Ben Shapiro's words echoed Arnold Schwarzenegger's message with razor-sharp clarity. Immigrants should be grateful for the opportunities America provides, the freedom, the safety, and the chance to build a better life. That's the heart of the immigrant spirit. Gratitude, not grievance. But what do we hear from Ilhan Omar? Time and again, she steps in front of camera to paint the United States as a racist, oppressive nation, going so far as to call it one of the worst countries in the world. That's not just criticism. It's a slap in the face to every immigrant who arrived in this country with hope, determination, and a desire to contribute. It begs the obvious question. If America is truly that awful in her view, why stay? And more to the point, how did such a supposedly broken country elevate her to Congress? The contradiction couldn't be more glaring. And with that, we wrap up today's video. If you appreciated this dose of unapologetic political commentary, hit that like button and subscribe for more content just like this.